Let's be real for a sec. There is nothing more annoying than spending hours trying to get your AI character to look the same in every image, only to end up with 5 different versions that barely even look related. I've been there too many times, and if you're anything like me, you've probably asked yourself, is it just me, and am I doing something wrong? Don't worry though, it's not you. The thing is, most AI tools just haven't made this easy until now. I've tested pretty much every platform out there, tried every trick in the book, and after way too many late nights and cups of coffee, I finally figured out how to actually get consistent characters, without losing your mind or your creative spark. So today I'm sharing everything. All my favorite tips, tools, and some things I wish I knew earlier. But before we jump into the fun part, we need to talk about the biggest mistakes I see people making all the time when they try to keep their characters consistent. And yes, I'm talking about myself a couple of months ago. These tripped me up so many times, and knowing them ahead of time is going to save you so much frustration and second guessing. One of the biggest mistakes I see is not repeating your character's signature details every time. I know, it feels repetitive and a little extra. But if you want your girl to pop off with her blonde, wavy hair, electric blue eyes, red freckles, little black dress, and black stilettos every single time, you've got to spell it all out every single time, period. The AI isn't going to remember that our characters love pastel tones or always wear their hair in a braid. We've got to spell it out for them. But even after giving all the details, the AI doesn't remember your character. Like, at all. Each time you hit generate, it's like the first time you've ever met. No shared memories, no backstory. So yeah, even if you nailed the look once, the next one might come out looking like her distant cousin if you're not careful. It's not that you're doing something wrong, it's just that most tools are designed without memory. That's what makes character consistency feel like an uphill battle sometimes. So what do most people try next? Image-to-image generation, and this can be a lifesaver if you know how to handle the strength setting. Too strong and the AI bulldozes over everything you loved about your original image. Too weak and it won't give you enough flexibility to change the pose, background, or even facial expression. Finding that sweet middle ground takes a little patience, but once you do, it's a chef's kiss. Now let's talk about seeds. And no, I'm not talking about gardening, ladies. A seed is basically a little code that tells the AI where to begin when it generates your image. If you don't reuse the same seed, your girl's going to show up looking a little off. And I'm speaking from experience here. I spent weeks wondering why I couldn't get the same look twice, and it turned out I just wasn't saving my seeds. But still, just having seeds won't fix it all unless we get our references straightened out. If you're feeding the AI blurry screenshots, weird angles, or photos with bad lighting, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The AI needs clear, front-facing, well-lit references to actually understand what your character is supposed to look like. Think about polished selfies with good natural lighting, or clean renders if you're using AI to design from scratch. Remember that good input equals good output, period. Now that you've heard all of these complications, what if I told you there is a way to skip all that? After testing every AI tool I could get my hands on, I finally found the one tool that just gets it. OpenArt makes it so easy to keep your character looking the same across different poses, vibes, and even totally wild scenes. No tech degree required. No more copy-pasting entire personality bios into prompts. And no more chasing random seed numbers like you're decoding a secret message. The magic is that you only need one solid reference image to create a totally consistent character. Honestly, that's it. No training complicated models, no digging through folders for matching screenshots, just one good pick and you're ready to slay. Let me walk you through how I use it step by step, and yes, I'll drop the link below if you want to follow along. Once you land on OpenArt's homepage, you'll see 2 main modes: image creation and storytelling mode. For this, we're heading straight into storytelling mode and clicking the consistent character option, because that's where the real magic happens. You actually have 3 ways to create a character. You can just write out a description, like literally describe your dream character. One of mine was a whimsical girl with lavender hair in a bubble braid, sparkly lilac eyes, wearing a cottagecore sundress, dreamy vibe, soft lighting. And OpenArt understood the assignment. The result was stunning, like something out of a fairy tale Pinterest board. Next is to upload one single image, which is normally my go-to tactic. I used a reference of my favorite digital girly. Think cozy witch vibes, long caramel curls, oversized sweater, little star freckles. And in just a few minutes, OpenArt trained a whole character around her. Now I can drop her into any scene I want, and she still looks like her, every time. You can also upload a bunch of images if you want to go extra deep. It's helpful if you have a character you've already illustrated a bunch, or maybe you're trying to match a specific real-life look. But honestly, you probably won't need to. The single image option is that good. So for today's little demo, I'm sticking with the one image route. I picked this image of a girl named Arya. We are giving her a soft pink aesthetic and a dreamy cloud backdrop. Very soft girl main character energy. Once I hit Create Character, OpenArt worked its magic and built a custom character model just for her. From there, I could type things like Arya having a picnic with strawberries and a vintage parasol, or Arya twirling in a field of sunflowers at golden hour. And guess what? She stayed consistent in every single shot. Same face, same vibe, same dreamy energy. If prompts stress you out, don't worry, OpenArt totally has your back. There are built-in templates and example prompts for everything from action sheets to character sheets. You can literally click a style and go. I'm telling you, it's like having your own AI stylist, photographer, and character designer rolled into one. And she remembers your character, which is more than I can say for half the apps on my phone. OpenArt honestly changed the game for me. No more struggling, no more random results. Just effortless, consistent, and beautiful characters. Now that you've got the basics down and your character's officially living her best consistent life, let's talk upgrades. Because OpenArt, she's not just smart. She's slay the algorithm, knows your aesthetic, give her a crown smart. Let's start with one of my fave hidden gems, the Preserve Key Features toggle. When this little switch is on, OpenArt locks in the signature things that make your character them, like their exact hairstyle, outfit, or little style quirks. So if your main girl is always wearing her pastel bomber jacket or rocking bubble space buns, this feature makes sure she stays in her look. Total lifesaver if you're doing a series or just obsessed with continuity, totally calling myself out here. But what if you love switching things up? Say you want to dress her in a glam ball gown for a gala or drop her into a cozy fall look with a pumpkin spice latte, without losing that same face you fell in love with. Just flip that toggle off. I actually did this with a dreamy sci-fi girl I made named Nova. Normally she's giving starlight and silver spikes, but I dropped her into a pastel tennis skirt and hoodie just for fun. Her vibe totally changed, but her face stayed flawless. The versatility is unreal. And if your character ever starts feeling a little off-brand, there's a tool for that too. It's called Character Weight. It's a little slider that tells the AI, hey, remember this face, prioritize it. You just slide it higher when you want OpenArt to really focus on preserving your character's core look, or bring it down a bit if you're trying to get creative with the background or outfit. Now let's talk about a major glow-up feature, Pose Editor. This part honestly blew my mind. You know how frustrating it is to describe a pose in words and hope the AI just gets it? Yeah, same. But Pose Editor lets you actually pose your character like a little 3D mannequin. It's like digital paper dolls, but the next level. When you're creating your character, you just hit Pose Your Character, and just like that, a full 3D model appears. You can drag the arms, shift the legs, tilt the head, and literally sculpt the exact vibe you want. I used this to pose Arya like she was reaching up to catch a glowing butterfly, and it was so precise. No more guessing games. And when you're happy with the pose, click Update Pose, and OpenArt creates this magical thing called a depth map. Basically, it helps the AI understand exactly how your character is positioned in 3D space. So when you generate the final scene, your character shows up exactly as you posed her. Not close-ish, not kind of tilted, but perfect. Like when I typed, Arya sitting on a moonlit swing surrounded by floating lanterns, soft glowing night sky behind her. It looked like a dreamy storybook cover. The pose was spot on, and she still looked like the same Arya I started with. No weird face changes, no random outfit swaps, just pure aesthetic magic. If you're still thinking, okay, I love this, but how do I actually make sure my character stays consistent every single time? Girl, I got you. I made a whole separate video that dives deep into exactly how to create consistent characters in OpenArt. Like step-by-step walkthrough, all my favorite settings, and the tiny tricks that make a huge difference. So if you're serious about keeping your characters looking flawless across every scene, you're gonna want to watch that next. But now for the fun part. Let's actually bring Arya to life using OpenArt's direct integration with Kling 2.1. Once you've created a still image you're totally in love with, like Arya sitting on the edge of a floating garden bridge with lanterns glowing behind her, you'll see a little image to video button at the top. That's where the magic starts. Click that, and a prompt box opens up where you describe exactly how you want the movement to feel. For Arya, I wrote, "Camera drifts slowly around her, cherry blossoms floating past, gentle sparkles from glowing lanterns, soft wind playing with her dress, cinematic dreamy motion." And what came out is literal poetry in motion. Our girl is slaying in her cute little dress and the entire moment comes to life. If you've ever felt like AI tools couldn't quite capture the heart or consistency of your characters, OpenArt completely flips that experience on its head. It's made character creation not only faster and easier, but so much more magical. It gave Arya a world to belong to, and it can do the same for any character living in your imagination. I've dropped the link below so you can start using OpenArt today, and if you're even a little bit curious, girl, you've got to give it a try. The results speak for themselves. If this helped you learn a thing or two, give the video a like and tell me in the comments what kind of world your character lives in, because I so want to hear about it. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining me in this yap sesh, and I'll see you in the next one.